I'll show you how it's done. Shazam!
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to our YouTube channel at Underdeveloped. Tyrell and Nick here, and today we are reviewing yet again another movie. We do this a lot, and this movie for this video is Mickey 17 by Bong Joon-ho.
Yep.
We know him as the director of Parasite, that won Best Film at the Oscars some years back, and he also made Snowpiercer, which I didn't know. I watched Snowpiercer before, didn't know that was him. I thought this was his first big American film, but no, he's done other American movies, and apparently he has a whole list of like banging films. So he's a actually well-known filmmaker.
Yeah,
so, yeah. I'm thinking he's now starting up, but truth is he's been hot.
Yeah, and apparently he's been getting good reviews on pretty much everything ever since he started directing 25 years ago.
Yeah, it's one of what I'm saying. He's been like cooking. You know, like he has Mother. He has what's another one?
The Host.
And
Okja.
That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Okja, yeah, like crushing it. So yeah, I can't wait we may watch something for the channel too. So
Yeah, because neither of us have seen anything before Parasite. Well, you saw Snowpiercer, but I didn't.
So Mickey 17 is about Mickey Barnes, played by Robert Pattinson. His best friend, who's not really that good of a friend, kind of selfish, played by Yeun. Him and Yeun try to start a company that sells macaroons because they thought it was gonna sell better than what? Burgers. Okay. Very different markets. Dessert market and the savory food market. I mean, and fast food market isn't really meshed well. It's not going to replace macaroon burgers. Not going to replace actual burgers. That's idiotic, but whatever.
No, macaron, not macaroon. Those are two different things.
Oh, what's macaron?
Macaron is like, it's like the things you saw on The Great where they're like colorful and they're like these little like kind of like scones but like sandwiches. Where they have like little bits of jam in between the two scones, and you like just eat them.
Yes, macaroons.
That's macarons. Macaroons are coconut cookies.
Well, that's what I meant because I'm talking about those colorful burger things.
Yeah, that's macarons.
But those are still sweet desserts, though.
Yeah, that's macarons. That's what they were selling.
Oh,
you said macaroons.
Well,
which is a totally different thing.
Well, I know macaroons, right. I just know that they were called macaroons, so I guess I'd associate as macaroons because I heard the name, so I guess. I missed like the specific detail.
Yeah, they're just two similar names.
Two similar names, so I didn't really give a shit to really decipher the difference. Macarons, that's what I meant though. I was talking about the colorful things.
I know
like, they sell that shit at Whole Foods.
I knew you know what you meant because we saw what it was on their T-shirts at the time.
But
still,
you
just said a different food item, so I needed to correct you.
Yes, I know I'm talking about macaron. I just got the naming wrong. Yes, a couple of things they sell them at Whole Foods. I even had one for. It's like someone's like gel in them too, but it's a savory dessert thing. Even compete in the frozen icy section. It has nothing to do with like anything savory or like anything like meat related or fast food related. It's dumb as shit. But they were in on this business. They took and they owed money to this loan shark that's dangerous as fuck and threatening to kill them and mutilate their bodies. So they decided and they said that. If you owe this thing of money and your time is up, there's no way you can't hide anywhere on Earth. They'll literally like hunt you down to the end of the Earth. So they took that literally and decided to go on a space mission with this politician / televangelist Mark Ruffalo, who's trying hard to be a combination of a righteous gemstone and Trump because he has like the diction of Trump a little bit.
Yeah,
with the lips and shit. Pretty funny though. But yeah, not a good person, but him and his people, the scientists, group of scientists, whatever else, they decided to embark on a mission to colonize a new planet where he will be the ruler, the leader, because he can't get elected on Earth. Because obviously he's an idiot. And very right-wing, religious, blah, blah, blah.
And obviously controlled by his wife, Toni Collette.
Oh, yes, who's way more competent than he is. And she uses him with sexuality, her brains, everything. But he's cool with it because he just cares about being a big deal.
Exactly.
So it doesn't bother him 1 second. But she's kind of an idiot too. But
she's not smart either.
Yeah, but I guess smarter than him. I guess
not saying much.
She just knows how to manipulate him. Really.
Yeah, she does.
But I mean, his advisor is even way more manipulative than he is.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So he just like a bunch of voices at his head, at his ears. You know. But anyway, yeah. So they embark on this mission. Steven Yeun's character Timo, he decides to become a pilot, but Mickey doesn't have any real skills, so he goes for the lowest level job, which is being a expendable. Glad I didn't use that as a name, expendable, because that's can't use that. That could be another name, because that would have. Maybe things catching expendable actually was really fitting for this movie.
It is,
because he literally is expendable, and it's about being expendable,
and
not having value in the eyes of someone else.
Speaking of how expendable he is in this movie, apparently the original book is just called Mickey 7.
Mickey 17 sounds way better than Mickey 7.
But even then, when asked about this, Bong Joon-ho said that he decided to name it Mickey 17 so I get to kill him 10 more times. Exact quote.
Damn, he must not like Robert Pattinson.
Either he just loves killing his characters. He's a creative, so that's probably true.
Yeah, he probably wanted creative ways to kill him more. Probably send the movie a little bit, be more fun.
Have more of a death montage.
Yep, need that death montage. Yeah, so expendable, not really knowing what that is, not really reading through the guidelines, but he accepts it, and basically what this job entails is that, obviously you can talk about the trails and whatnot, is that he gets killed repeatedly. He gets killed on the job, basically the purpose of it is to test out all the dangers in this new environment, so that they can develop vaccines, medicine, anything to basically help them survive on the planet. So basically, he's just a human guinea pig. But he can just, as soon as he dies, he can just be recopied and have all his consciousness and information download back into his brain. So essentially, print out new copies. It's so creative because the way they print them out is very similar to it's an MRI. Almost essentially in the way it looks and how how you slide it into an MRI. It slides through that, but they have this slight jolt, like how when you print a paper, it goes in real quick. That's a good detail. It's very subtle, very cool, and it got some laughs in the audience. But yeah, so he comes back, and then for example, he had to go out into the cold, so he breathing all the toxins so that they can develop the vaccines so they can actually inoculate themselves with it and survive in the environment without protective wear. So he essentially, as what tagline says, he's dying to save mankind.
Yeah, literally.
So make long story short, he falls in love with this badass chick that's there who's a soldier, and he keeps doing his thing until he actually gets spared, because he thought he was going to die by one of the creatures that inhabits the planet. So that leads him to discovering his Mickey 18 counterpart at the bridge. I'm going to reset that. Okay. So Mickey 17, so at this point he died 16 times, so it leaves Mickey 17. Mickey 17 actually gets spared because he falls in a crater, assuming to be dead, and eaten by one of the monsters that are there, or the aliens that are there. The alien actually spared him and brought him back, and he's able to find his way back to the ship where he meets his Mickey 18 copy. Mickey 18 is very different from Mickey 17. He is, while Mickey 17 is more shy and kind and a little bit of pushover, this one is it's kind of like a me, myself, Irene situation with Jim Carrey and his counterpart. He's different. He's homicidal as fuck, vengeful as fuck, don't take shit from anyone. So, and that makes him actually a good pair. So then you have to which actually is a real taboo, because that's called duplicates. So now they have to evade getting caught by Mark Ruffalo, because they will have to be put on trial to put to death, because that's a huge taboo that under no circumstances can be allowed.
No multiples allowed.
Yeah. So that's essentially the entire plot, essentially.
Honestly, I love this movie. I had a really good time watching this. It reminded me a lot of Parasite in only the ways that it has a very cynical view of the world around us, where it's obviously a satire of how our economics work and what the things we do to the planet and to each other and all that stuff. Here in Mickey 17, in the little few sequences we do see of Earth, we see how bad it's gotten, where I'm assuming because we've just polluted the Earth so much due to corporate greed, but they do have these horrible sandstorms you can see even in this big ass building.
Yeah, very very interstellar
Yeah. It reminded me just like that, and knowing Parasite and seeing them, of course, my first thought was oh, this is our end game if we don't get all these corporate magnates out of office. That was very much what I was thinking, and of course, the commentary it just bites so well because the rich and powerful are still going to be rich and powerful, even though the rest of us are living off of gruel and scraps the way they are in this movie. They're eating like frozen TV dinners is kind of a kind compliment to give to these so-called meals that they're eating on their fucking trays. They're gross.
Because they're rich and he's and they're just peasants. They're worthless. They assign value, just like us in society. A little exaggerated, but basically the same thing.
Yeah. Obviously, like a lot of science fiction is very much like takes where we are in society and just kind of like just blows it up to kind of predict how things go in the future, and this is a very real, true, uniform version of that.
Yeah, especially about the way the world's heading. If we don't put an end to how we abuse the planet's resources, in the search of human accomplishment, achievement.
Yeah. And if we don't just do heinous things in the sake of just making money, because we keep doing that,
building empires, that's they have to build off of blood.
Yeah, lots and lots of blood.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with Nick. I think this movie is just Bong Joon-ho fashion, where just like Parasite, a lot of commentary about capitalism and where this has those elements, but this tackles more even bigger scale. It's about the environment and how we treat it.
Yeah, it's about the world, really.
Yeah, the world, really. But it is fueled by that as well, because there's a lot of classism in this socialism in this movie. That actually fuels a lot of the movie, because that's the whole thing between Mark Ruffalo and Robert Pattinson, the antagonist and the protagonist. He views him as less.
Yes.
He's just like stupid expendable. I can do whatever I want with him. He has less value.
He views him as being less than human.
Exactly. While other characters like Kai, Mark Ruffalo sees a lot of value in that character because, I guess he's beautiful. It comes from basically like she's beautiful, so she can bear perfect children. So that's basically so that's like socialism. It's classism. It's like not even that. It's more than that. It's also capitalism. It's capitalism. It's all the isms essentially. It's pretty much like assigning value to people, saying that you're more valuable than this person because you can provide this service.
Yeah, like in that case specifically, in case of Kai with Mark Ruffalo's conversation, that's like Christian misogyny because he just views her as a womb.
Yeah.
That's literally like as he was talking, and thankfully she calls him out on that. But of course he doubles down his bullshit, and then Toni Collette is just controlling him the whole time because of course she is.
Loves to make the sauces.
Oh yeah, like she is just such a weirdo in this movie.
Yeah,
she's like
she's
an entitled middle-aged woman with a weird obsession of sauce.
Yeah, she's a creep, bro.
Massive creep, even.
Mark Ruffalo's somehow smitten and attracted to her so much.
Yeah, I guess because they're both just horrible people who did, that's why there are these aliens here. We have to get rid of the aliens, even though
mass genocide, and you even know their intention. Like, hey, they actually saved Mickey. They may not be harmful.
Yeah, and as Naomi Ackie pointed out, we're the aliens in this scenario, anyways, not them. They are the native inhabitants.
Exactly. Yeah, this movie definitely has like anime traits, where it's like they definitely like do a little bit of lecturing to like about morality and human decency and the human condition, which works in his favor because it's a lot of lack of moral integrity in this movie in the sake of greed and power and capitalism. So yeah, it was very cathartic to actually address the issues instead of just showing it. And justice was served. This movie was triumphant. It was funny as hell. Led by Brian Pattinson. Great duality between Mickey 17 and 18. They make like the perfect odd couple, like
different tasks.
Complete different people. And Mickey 18 is like homicidal and like doesn't take shit from anyone, while Mickey 17 is more passive and kind, But they make the perfect balance. Like Mickey 18 and caring for Mickey 17, and they actually develop a quite bond, almost like they be duplicates, but they act kind of like brothers.
Yeah, because they have the exact same memories. They
exactly.
took different lessons from it.
Exactly, they have the exact same trauma. That's what makes it so interesting. Because I was assumption that they all the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But actually, no, they were different. And that's just a good duality between them because they both come from the same experiences, but processes them. He processes them very differently.
Yeah,
they take different meanings from that because even when he talking about like the death of his mother and how he blamed himself, he's like, "You're still on that," you know what I mean? Like, and that was like an actually real powerful conversation that I actually thought probably should have delved in more. I actually wish I had more time with these guys.
Yeah,
I'm actually thinking about it. They actually should have made that more like the midpoint of the movie instead of like a later part of the movie. Like that should have been like the big fucking like shit that really hammers in the second half of the movie.
I kind of thought it did.
Nah, I think that happened a little like to me that should happen more like earlier, like even like right before the midpoint. Like I feel it should have happened like maybe like the movie's like 2 hours long, should have been like maybe 35 minutes. Cause that could have been like the real like that could have been like the real like hook. You know what I mean? Because beginning with him dying and then 30-40 minutes in, like, you know what I mean, like, okay, now we deal with these duplicates. You know what I'm saying? And have more time with them just being duplicates before the whole sequence evolved. You know what I mean? Like real like a good amount of time to make that like the focus in movie. Like it should have been 17 and 18. You know what I mean? At the cover, like instead of just 17. You know what I mean? Because I think something's really strong about confronting yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like like the same people, but they process things so differently.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it opens up the question: if I could look at things this way or done this, maybe could we make things to them better? Because Make 18 is a reflection of 17's mistakes, and he's not hell bent. He's thus more like I rather fulfill my life more. I rather like live my life as best as I can, and not be worried about what people think. You know what I mean? He's
not trapped by anxiety the way that 17 is.
Because he's really he's much more weary and more fearful, and very forgiving and weak. You know what I'm saying? Well, 18 is like, no, fuck that. You let these niggas take advantage of what the fuck. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Though he definitely goes too far in that direction himself.
Yeah, he goes to the point I'm killing everyone. That's his mindset.
Yeah, like he causes a lot of problems by trying to assassinate Mark Ruffalo in
really
very
stupid.
Place.
Yeah, really stupid. But that's him. He's more gung ho. You know?
He's very impulsive.
Yeah, very impulsive. Complete opposite of Pattinson. I said, I mean, of Mickey Barnes. They're like, of 17, 18. They're like complete perpendicular, completely different from each other. Yeah, and I thought that, I thought that was easily one of the best parts of the story.
Yeah, same.
Top of a good love story. Love story doesn't make sense, but it works though. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I'm like, okay, they just meet eyes and they just fall in love. Okay.
Honestly, I think it does make sense because they're like some of the only people on the ship who, like, from a very early on, was already sick of Mark Ruffalo's bullshit.
That's
so
true.
They did have that to bond over.
Well, Mickey was at that point early, and Mickey didn't really think about that too much.
Yeah, but like everyone else was like very gung ho with them at first.
That's true.
And that's when they loved us because they were like. We were like kind of indifferent about it. We just don't really care.
Yeah, I guess I feel they should have probably connected when he kind of like met eyes and just kind of went right into it. But the thing, even with that, I still think it works though because I think the chemistry is just really there.
It really is,
and I felt the passion and the genuine excitement of Nacha's character when she had the prospect of sleeping with Robert Pattinson.
Yes,
that was a really funny scene as well.
It was. It was so funny.
And Stevie Young was like this a side character coming in with his schemes and bullshit. Also added a nice like. Nice little B plot thing going over there, which is really funny and entertaining.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's and then also the whole like commentating about religion, organized religion, and the manipulation that into politics. You know, and how that's to control, and basically like how I like to it just ties into like how politics is manipulated, how religion is manipulated into world politics and world views. And it skews from the real issues, and it skews from like freedoms. Yeah, and it's a very powerful lesson because our society I mean, we mentioned God in our Pledge of Allegiance. You know, what I mean, religion is synonymous with America. Yeah, and by that synonymous with bloodshed and war and greed. So he essentially commented about America, actually the world. Because a lot of worlds like that.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of it is. Yeah,
so the commentary, social commentary was there. The social commentary was very clear. Social commentary, the movie itself, entertaining. So they, it wasn't in your face, but in your face at the same time, which is great. Yeah, getting the point across, but you're not coming off like preachy. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Because like if you did not have any context for any of this, then you would still enjoy the movie fine.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. But if you have the context, it makes it even more entertaining because, like, he's seamlessly integrating these important concepts while still making this a standalone good movie.
Exactly.
And for that, this movie deserves my utmost praise. I mean, my score for this is a 95.
Same here, man. 95. Yeah. Mickey 17 absolutely fucking deserves it. It is a great movie. Like, go out to your local movie theaters and see it. Support this film. You should support films that are good and that interest you. Yeah.
Absolutely. Bong Joon-ho does it again.
That he does.
So if you guys like this review, give us like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with all our latest reviews and movie reactions, TV show reactions. We do all that. So Keep an eye out for us. Hit the notification bell and watch those videos. And also, if you like this movie, don't like this movie, let us know down below. We're interested in hearing your opinions.
Yeah.
Because we're just opinions, you know what I mean? We're not facts, like any of us are. You know, this is our thoughts of the movie, so we'd like to hear yours. See what you think.
Yeah.
You agree with us, you don't, you have your own versions of it.
See you later, folks. We'll catch you next time.
Later, guys.